I see the budget as basically a very good budget because it's a forward-thinking budget. It's not question of looking at the history and see what we can do. It's trying to see what is required for the future. The one example I give you is that if we want to become a world player, we talked about China plus one. We are nowhere near one. Vietnam and other countries taken over. For that, one step that mentioned there, which is good, is to reduce the taxation on import of commodities and raw materials, components and raw materials, so that you could add value, become a big export house, increase your exports. And there's no way that India can be a leading country unless our exports increase dramatically, from about 600 billion to about a trillion at least. So that's a very good step. Another big step they have taken is to try and encourage industry to get into innovation and R&D, so which is again a very good step. That might think there. Also reducing increasing the collateral-free loans to MSMEs, again a very good step because most of my friends in those industries have a problem raising funds. Because even though companies doing well, they don't have access to money. So that has come to a very good step there. In agriculture also, the government has taken a good step to try and see to wean people away from water-intensive crops like wheat and paddy to crops where we are importing enormous quantities like pulses and edible oils. It's a good step. One thing they mentioned but not very clear was how are you going to increase the exports of agri-products, not just raw materials like wheat or paddy, but how can you do value-added products, processed foods, frozen foods, etc., etc. There was some passing mention but not clear. Whereas we need to go from just exporting grains to really high value. That creates employment. That creates better returns to us. And therefore, it's very, very critical that we do that. Again, one good thing that they talked about was for the first time talking about modular small nuclear reactors. So far, the government never allowed private sector into the nuclear sector. Now there seems to be a move to say allow people to set up. If you're going for the GCCs, which are extremely heavy energy consumers, where are you going to get energy from? So you need to have multiple sources of energy. Yes, renewable energy is very good, but there may not be a long-term solution for this intensive. So modular nuclear reactors, 100 megawatts, 200 megawatts kind of a things there could be an ideal solution for this. So overall, I think the budget has been looking forward to the future, new technology which it needs. So I think it's a good one. One area which I personally think the government should have done more was on education. How are we going to make our, like my children or my grandchildren, be the best in the world? You may be intelligent by birth, but unless you have the education and the skill, how will you compete with the world? It's not just the top 10%. It's the bottom 50%, bottom 80%, which need to be highly trained and highly skilled. Hopefully, the fine print will tell us that. That's my thoughts. Thank you. Thank you.